kind of wanted to talk about how I was doing mentally. I think it's also important to talk about how the parents are doing. And my husband, he'll tell me how he's feeling, but he's not very open with how he's feeling at the time. Maybe because he's more accepting of the situation. So I just kind of wanted to talk about how I'm feeling, because I think it's just as important as talking about how Mia's feeling, because we're very cohesive, right? So I'm her mom, she's my daughter, and what happens to her obviously affects me mentally. And I think more moms need to talk about how they're feeling in their parenting, because if it's constantly 100% about the child, you yourself, like your identity kind of gets lost in there. And I think that's kind of what's happened here. My husband just took the dogs for a walk, and I can't remember the last time that me and him and the dogs and her all went out for a walk together, because either when she's awake, she's crying, or she's just sleeping, and so she can't even enjoy her surroundings because she's sleeping all the time. I mean, that's just how it's been since her steroid medication. I'm sorry, that's how it's been since her seizure medication started. And it's not, I can't say it's every single day, but it's like 90% of the time. Like, there's a day or two in between where she's awake for a long time. In the case of her sleeping right now, I am not okay. And that is because I can't enjoy my baby, and I'm really having a hard time seeing kids her age, neurotypical children who don't suffer from seizures, developing normally and having a picnic outside with their parents and going for walks and smiling and all this stuff, when my kid spends the whole day and night either screaming or sleeping. I mean, there's no, like, she gets happy for a couple hours, but it's so few and far between that we like cherish those moments so much when she's actually awake and happy and giggling. But we just don't hear it often. I almost forget what it sounds like. So I feel really thankful that, we caught the seizures early, but at the same time, I feel sad that she has them even to begin with, because I can't enjoy her. I can't enjoy my child. I can't see her like laughing and picking food up by herself and sitting up on her own, and I don't know, I get really sad when I think about things like that, because that's what I envisioned in my head as being a parent. What parenting would be like would be just seeing her doing all these things, and like watching the dogs and her like grow up together. And oh, well, speak of the devil, she just woke up. But usually when she wakes up, it's for a reason. Like, she's got gas, or she needs to burp, and then she could farts or something, and she goes back to sleep. And she's already back asleep. So literally like 30-second to 1 minute bursts, and she's back to sleep. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm fine, but not really. I think last week I was kind of going through like the anger stages of grief, and this week I'm kind of going through the sadness stages of grief, because I have a lot of moms that follow me who have beautiful children that are Mia's age or a month younger than her, doing these wonderful things, and I'm so happy and so thankful that they're healthy. But at the same time, it really, when I see like their kid smiling, sitting up and eating a banana, I mean, it's so dumb, but it's like somebody just squeezed my chest, and they just squeezed the life out of my heart, like the blood out of my heart, and it just drops into my stomach. I mean, the pain that I feel that my child can't do those things, it's so heart-wrenching, and it's nothing like I envisioned being a parent. And not to say I'm not grateful, it's just, I know Mia doesn't know that she's missing out on this stuff, but I know that I'm missing out on the going through the experiences with her. So that's how I know that this is a form of grief. Like, this is one of the stages of grief, because I keep thinking, well, this is how she should have been at this age, and I'm sad that she's not there. That's the sadness. So that is another stage of grief that I'm cycling through, and sometimes I have a really hard time identifying when I'm even cycling through the grief, but I know for sure that this is one of them. I just wanted to say that I am okay, in the sense that I'm just going through the motions, but I do feel a little bit numb as far as the things that are happening. I'm just so exhausted from the week. I'm so exhausted by everything that we go through. I'm so exhausted by the appointment. I'm so exhausted by the lack of progress in therapy and the regression. I mean, it's not even the progress, it's just the regression that makes me sad. And yeah, so that's how I'm feeling. It's not summed up very well. I'm sorry, it's kind of all over the place, but I'm literally that tired. And I think it's just all up here, because when we have a really good day, I have this burst of energy. And today started off that way, but it quickly shifted, because I just see how much she's sleeping, and I just miss her so much. Like, I want her to be awake so I can hear her laugh, and I can see her smile, and I can, you know, play with her, and I wish she would play, and, you know, I don't know, I just wish so many things. And yeah, I just wish so many things. I even made a list of things that I wish. And I'm trying to remember what I put on it, but it's just something along the lines of, first and foremost, I wish that she had her full brain. I wish there wasn't a piece missing or a few pieces missing. I wish I could go back in time and to when this happened to her in my stomach, and see what I did, if I did anything, which everyone tells me I don't, but as a mom, you still feel responsible. So if I could figure out what happened that sealed her fate, I would change it. I wish that she was awake more. I wish she didn't have seizures. I wish that we could enjoy our life without having so much uncertainty all the time. And I wish that my baby could enjoy her life. Yeah. I wish that she was aware enough to enjoy her life, and aware enough to feel that we love her. I hope she does. I don't know. She can't express it to me yet. But I hope she knows how much we love her. So I wish that I had a baby shower, but I canceled it because they told us she wouldn't make it. Things were just so chaotic, and I feel really sad that I didn't have one. And it's such a first world problem, especially like with everything going on right now. But it just makes me really sad that I missed out on even that opportunity. And I wish that my pregnancy joy wasn't ripped from me, and that I still had all of those firsts, you know, like a first, she's my first baby, so I wish I could have had the baby shower. And it's not even about gifts, it's just celebrating her, you know. And even when she came home, I wish that we had like a party to celebrate her, and I should have done that, but I didn't, because we were just so like lost in the mix of her care and trying to get her therapies going. And then my C-section wound opened, and I was admitted back into the hospital, and time just got away. And then after a couple months of being like that, you just kind of forget about it after a while. I wish I just believed in her more, that she was gonna make it, and I should have treated it like she was. But I couldn't accept people's love and gifts and whatever when they attend, like thinking or knowing at that time that she wouldn't make it. I don't want to be like shamed for having that list. I don't think there's anything wrong with having that list. It's just, I don't think you should stay there. Like, I don't think you should live there. I think you should just write it down and like get up and like not necessarily move on, but just like accept the fact that things are different for you. But I'm not at the point in the grief cycle where I've reached acceptance yet, so I just keep cycling through the other ones, and that's okay, because I think right now I'm not mentally ready or have the mental capacity to handle accepting what's happening right now, because I'm so lost. I'm still trying to figure out her gastric stuff, still trying to figure out her feeding stuff, still trying to figure out her therapies, her seizures. I don't have an opportunity to say I accept what's happening and I'm okay with it, because I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with the way things went for us. I'm not okay about my pregnancy experience. I have a lot of PTSD from it that I need to address with a therapist, and I will get there when I'm ready. But right now, maybe it is true. I do kind of want to live in the sorrow a little bit, not on purpose, but just because I don't really have a way of dealing with it at the moment. So I'm letting myself feel what I want to feel at the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to reiterate that. There's nothing wrong with feeling the way that you want to feel in the moment, especially since this is so new. She's only 6 months old. She's barely turned 6 months old, and and I don't think it goes away. I don't think it goes away even after years of having a special needs child. And if you have an opinion about that, and you haven't walked a mile in special needs parents' shoes, or bereaved mom's shoes, or whatever, like, you don't get a say. So I wanted to tell all of my special needs parents, and even parents that have lost a child, that it's okay to continue to cycle through the stages of grief, and it's okay to feel the emotions so deeply, and it's okay if you want to cry. It's okay if you want to grieve for your child, living or dead. It's okay if you want to feel happy for one day and sad the next. It's okay if you want to feel angry at yourself or others or whatever, but just don't live there. Don't live there. Don't stay there, because you're only going to drive yourself crazy. But in that moment, if you feel like feeling that way, then it's totally, totally fine. So yeah.